Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it's Monday, and the market sold off yet once again. And here we are, with the same problems that we've been having. And, fortunately, at least most of my shorts worked, my bear put spread. Now, I did have a situation on I did have a situation on Moderna. Moderna jumped up on the news today, and it looks as if I had to close that one early. Fortunately, I was able to I was quick on the trigger, and I was able to close it for less than an expected loss, but I did lose on it. So let's get into some of the slides. By the way, if you're looking on TikTok, super easy to get a look at the charts and everything. All you have to do is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor and then scroll down, and you'll be able to see the live feed. And you just go to my thing on Beacon. So let's get into it. Basically, here are my current holdings. I tell you, I was stopped out of both Callum Petroleum and Barrick Gold today. So I don't have that much left, mostly in cash and then shorts. Right now, I'm in Berkshire B. That's doing pretty good. It was up about 1% today at 329.98. We're also in Enterprise Product Partners. That's EPD. That was down a little bit, but it's still holding on there. The volume was up on that. Zim was looking really strong today, up 4.73%. That's pretty amazing. Lots of volume on that one at 82.54. That just keeps on doing very, very well. Let's take a look at the Zim chart. I'm going to just jump on over to that chart from as we speak. There we go. There is Zim. So let's take a look at that Zim chart. We had it closed today at 82.54. Then after hours, it even moved up beyond that. So the thing about Zim right now is it's getting a little bit extended. So this is not necessarily a great time to be entering it, but you might consider adding here. I may consider adding to Zim. It's just it just seems like the shipping rates have been such that, boy, it just keeps on going. So I'm going to also look for some other opportunities in this sector. This sector is doing particularly well. The transportation chip area seems to be doing very, very well. And this is Zim, Z-I-M is the symbol on that one. So that may be an option for you if you could get into it. Definitely a good definitely a good potential trade there with Zim. Also, let's see, getting back to this, we did have also PWR, that is Quanta Services, and that basically is an oil field services company. We're starting to see some action there based on some of the oil field stuff. Still the strongest areas in the market, even though I got stopped out today, are the oil and gas areas. So that's where the strength lies in the market. I want to show you some of the option plays that I currently have. These are basically 5 option plays. Now, I did close one of them today, and that's number 4, mRNA. That's the bear put spread on it, and mRNA basically moved up today, and I did have to close it early for a loss. So if you're in that one, I think that it might not be a bad idea to close it early. I just want to kind of let's pull that up on the screen to try to show you what happened. We were doing great, and we're pulling back, and then boom, today the news about the situation in the news about the situation in China, it just sent it all the way up to 165 from basically right here, basically at about 138 all the way to 165. It has pulled back, but it since has gained some strength there. So I did close that. Trade early, and I'll show you the chart on that one in just a second. But let's take a look first of all at the Lululemon trade. Now Lulu has moved down. Let's take a look at the live chart on that one. Many of these stocks that were great in the last iteration have fallen on hard times. So This stock closed basically at 289.24, and then a little bit. It's a little bit off after hours. So I kind of want to take a look at the live chart here. We were pulling all the way down, and as you can see, and we did open the bear put spread right there where that is, and then we went up and then pulled down. So currently with this one, and it seems to be working quite well. We are now about a little bit over 11% down from where we opened the trade. And the current value, if we were to close now, fair value on this would be about $315. We do plan on holding it a little bit longer because the maximum return on this one is $542. And that would happen, of course, if we were able to stay below below $120, $320 a share. We would gain that maximum. Of course, that's on April 11th. So it's got a little bit of time to run, but we're nicely up on that particular trade right now. So that indeed is looking fairly good. By the way, I'm going to be moving to a different office. I'm kind of we're setting up the office right now, and so I'm just kind of not quite got everything set up yet, but it definitely will be getting better when we get this office set up. All right. Also wanted to show you the bear call spread that I have on Tesla. Now Tesla took a little bit of a dump today, and it is moving lower. You would think with these gas prices, I just filled up today, and believe it or not, I paid almost $4 a gallon here in Dallas, which is absolutely amazing when you consider I was paying that much money for gasoline here. But it is what it is. So you just got to roll with the punches. Right now, the expected value of this trade is about $502. This one has been pulling back. We started way up here at about 868. It's pulled back over 11%, and as you can see, we're getting almost to the point where we may consider closing this one early, just not to be greedy, because we're pretty close to the end here. Basically, we only have about a few more days, probably to the end of the week, and the maximum that we could bank on this trade would be $560, and currently we're at about 502, so that's looking pretty decent there as well. Also, another one we had, of course, was the Square trade, and this is, of course, block, and this did drop a lot as well. I'll show you the chart on this one so you can get an idea of sort of where we're at there. We are continuing to pull back and pull lower, and of course, that works for a bear trade like the one we have. We did initiate this bear trade on the 10th, and basically we have a break even at 105, but I think we're going to go way below that. So this one is likely to, we're currently today, it closed at 94.90, and then after us, it's off a little bit too. So we do kind of expect this one to continue to move lower. And as, of course, because it's a bear trade, as it moves lower, we should expect to pick up some more money on that one. So hopefully we will see that. Now, we do come to the problem child, and that is Moderna. We did close Moderna early. We did lose $166 on this one. Basically, what happened is with the news, the news on Moderna, we did have a situation where it popped up, and we just decided, hey, it's just better right now to close it, and it's as quickly as we can. So mRNA, it did reverse, and we were wrong on that reversal. This is one of the things when you are shorting that you can get caught on these reversals. So it's not quite as easy as going long. That's definitely for sure. But what we did on this one is we closed it. It moved above that 40-day line, so we just immediately closed it. Now, we did take a little bit of loss, but fortunately, because we had alerts on this one, we were able to find out this very, very quickly. We opened it at 139, and then, unfortunately, it moved against us. So we did close it as quickly as we possibly could on this one. So we did take a bit of a loss, not too bad, $166 on that one. So, better than better that than on the taking more of a loss. Last one we had was Twilio, and Twilio is also TWLO, of course, is the symbol. This one also is moving down. We're up on this one significantly. 125.17 is the where it did close today. It's up a little bit, 125.50 in the after hours, but you can see we entered that trade on March 7th, and basically the spread it paid 4.25. So if we look at kind of how that lined out there, we have a maximum return on this one potentially of as much as much as 602, and currently we're at 125. So we're definitely in the money. I think you can see it down here. It's right at the bottom of the thing. We may have to reposition the heat map because this thing did fall so precipitously. Now there are going to be some other opportunities, of course, for doing this kind of thing. Wanted to show you kind of what I have in the small portfolio. Not a whole lot. Basically, I was stopped out of GOLD. That's Barrick Gold, and then I was also stopped out of Callum Petroleum. Currently, I'm up on Zim. I've been selling into profits, but I've been taking my stop losses, and they're very, very tight. Currently in the small portfolio, we're mostly in cash, as you can see. We're over 62% in cash. With Zim shipping, we're actually up on that one. We're up about 8% in 6 days. So it's just as bad. We're up on Berkshire as well. That's nearly its highest price. We may be adding to we may be adding to the we may be adding to the position right there. But currently in the small portfolio, these are the stop losses that we have. $70.58 stop loss on Zim. It's currently at 82. We may be adjusting that one. It's about 15% of the portfolio currently. Berkshire Hathaway, 310.82. That is a stop loss at about 5%. That's really what I recommend on the higher price ones. Try to get about 5%. I'm 7% on Zim. I'm going to be moving that up. And then on Enterprise Product Partners, this is a pipeline company. We're at 23.10, and we're down a little bit on that, about 4% on that one. We're going to probably be tightening up our stop loss tonight on that one. So that kind of gives you a overview of all of the stocks there. I want to show you just before we go, Berkshire B, BRKB, and that of course is Warren Buffett's company. There's two classes of stock on that one. There is the A shares and the B shares. One of the things I kind of wanted to show you on this one, we're nearing the all-time high for Berkshire. This is totally a safety play. I bought a 3/4 position for the small portfolio here at 328. That was back a few days ago. It's basically now exceeded that about 330, and it seems to be moving slowly higher. I'm going to show you this is the monthly chart. As you can see, it's pretty much the highest this has ever been, going all the way back to 2000. So not something that you might want to look at if you're looking for something to to do. Okay, well, one last thing. If you want to take a look at that bear put spread on block, which is Square, just go to this address, https://sendfox.com/LP/1JZ8Z6. I know that's complicated. So the easy thing to do is just to go to www.Dell's Trading Floor. I have a link on it. You can just press that and get on that one. Also, if you want to take a look at our exclusive March 2022 ready list, that's available as well. https://bit.ly/DTF0096. So I have been really long-winded today, and we need to get to your questions, so that we can get down the road. All right. So thank you very, very much. Hey Jim, bought Tesla at 566. Hold. Well, you're in a very enviable position here. That is, you have you are definitely you're definitely in the money. I definitely think it's going to come back. I definitely think it's going to come back. Um, and I think you're in a pretty good place here if you're at 566. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look and see kind of where I want to see where uh, the potential support levels are. We definitely have one here, and that's right at about that's right at that's a consolidation, and the pivot on that one is about 700 on the low side. I think below that, you see, I do think that I do think you can hold it. I do think you can hold it. You're in good shape. You're in good shape. You're still up. Now, here's the thing. If I were down though on this, I would sell it. I would sell it if I would sell this one if I were down. But I think you're fine. I think you're fine at 566. So here's the rule of thumb. If you're in it like you're in it, I would hold it. So I would hold Tesla if I bought at 566. But if I didn't, I would sell. And really, this just comes back to the this just comes back to the to the this just comes back to the 7% rule. You can hold it if you're in it at 566. Absolutely, you can. But I would sell it if I wasn't. And if I was down 7% on this one, I would sell it and wait for a better time. So never let stock move against you more than about 7%. It's just not worth to use that capital. So very important rule there. I always like to say to everyone, look, you can always buy it back, but you want to be very cognizant of that. You don't want to lose your capital. Let's look at Amazon and Google. First, I had a position in Google, and it is going to split 20 for 1. I was stopped out though. I couldn't hold it because it did move down, and so I had to be serious about it, and I was, of course, and I was stopped out. We're right up here, basically. Where I was stopped out basically was right here at 2704 is where I was. Right as it moved below that 200-day line, I was stopped out of it. So let's put in my notes here. But that's sometimes it's hard, but sometimes you got to do that because that's how you're gonna maintain your capital. That's the most important thing, really, in doing this is you want to maintain your capital. Putting the notes back in, as you can see, I sold it. I sold one. I sold it as it came down, right there because I didn't hold on to it, and I do think that right now, it's looking like it's going to move even lower. And this market is quite a weak market, so not the greatest time, unfortunately, to it's just not the greatest time to be holding anything that's down more than 7%. It's just not. So not the easiest and best time to hold anything, really. But just it's making it very difficult to do it. So I would be very careful about buying here just because we're down so far. I love the stock, but love doesn't you don't want to lose your capital. Let's look at Amazon too. That's also the other one that's going to split 20 for 1. AMZN. I think this Amazon's doing a slightly better than Google, but it's also down. It's also down. Ouch! It did move up after hours to 28.48, but you can't buy it when it's unfortunately Right now it's in a downward trend. You can't buy it until it moves and it forms a base. And it does look like with Amazon, that base is about 2,700. So I'm just going to put an alert there just because I think this level is sort of the level that, it looks like it's bounced off of it, but now it's coming back down again. So the question is, are we going to get support at 2,700? So right now, you just can't, and it's tough. Right now, on Amazon, I think, AMZN is a watch list stock for now. So I don't think you can be in it until it reverses. And right now, it's not looking like that it's reversing. So not the greatest thing. So basically, Zien, thank you very much for the comment. But I have to say, we got to probably go slow. We got to probably go slow in both of these. As I say, I'm mostly in cash. It's very frustrating, but I'm very much in cash. Not a bad idea there, Jay. To short at that's very smart. When a stock is moving up, a wounded stock, you don't want to do it with good stocks, or even sometimes you could be wrong. I tried to short Moderna, and look at what happened to me. All it takes is some news like it's COVID is breaking out again in China, and you can be screwed. But I definitely think that's smart. Let it bounce, let it move up, and it does look like it's moved up to the 40-day line. And of course, that's what's happening here, is you're seeing it kind of move on that 40-day line. Now we could get a little bit of a more rally to the 21-day line, but that's looking like a good short to me. That's looking like a very, very good short to me. I'm sure that you did quite well. I probably would do this with a bear put spread or probably a bear call spread. Not sure, but I think this is a very good move, and I think you can hold this one, because I almost guarantee you that tomorrow this is going to move down, because that's what happens. Nothing goes down in a straight line. It comes down, it comes up, and then boom, it can't hold on to that 21-day. Boom, it comes down. Then it gets a little bit of more strength, and then it pops back up to the 21-day. So we have breached the 21-day below the. This is the line that you look at, the 200-day line, but we have come up to the 21-day once, twice, and really 3 times. So typically 3 times is the charm when you're shorting. So not a bad place to short. I think you're going to do well with that short. But here's the thing: if it moves below about 48, you probably want to close it, just because you can get a bounce there. There's support on this there's support right at about 50. So be careful. We did see the relative strength line pop up today. It has a 29 relative strength. So here's the thing: if it moves below 50, you might want to close the short. So that's kind of my feelings. So if eBay moves below 50, that is a good place to close the short. So that's kind of that's kind of oops. So if eBay moves below 50, now I think what's going to happen, it's going to pull up and then it's going to pull back down. If it closes below 50, that's where we're going to see it probably move even lower. So I would close at 50 or below on that. So very good, very, very good, good deal. See if I can get that up. What should we do in these moments? If there's a recession, how long will it take to? Well, I think we're going to get another leg down. I mean, I know that this is horrible, but this is one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I'm really concentrating now, and this is a good point. I mean, this is one of the reasons I'm really concentrating now on option plays, especially bear option plays, because this is allowing us to make money in a downward trend. I mean, right now, most of my trades, are starting to be oriented towards, towards some of these bear trades. Why? Because look at the results. I've got 5 bear trades now. I did make them. I did get stopped out on Moderna, but every other one is up. So I am looking for the market to move lower. I mean, I hate to say, but I do think it is going to move lower. And so, that's just the way we got to look. All right. Thanks, G. Let's take a look at Snowflake. SNOW, of course, is the symbol on this one. This is very widely held by many of the biggest funds. So this one could be a potentially very good short. We did get a little bit of a downtrend today. It seems to be well below the 10, the 21, the 40, and the 200 day. So it seems to be, really, really breaking down. Here's the interesting thing about Snowflake. It did move up a little bit after hours. Expect this one to move up tomorrow, but I think it's going to continue its downward trend. I mean, here's the thing. You've got a lot of funds in this one that are absolutely trapped and they can't get out of it. It's not the stock, it's the condition of the market. The market is going to roll over, and I think we're going to take another leg down. By the way, let's take a look just for. Let's take a look at the. I want to look at the both of the at this at the. I want to look at the Nasdaq right now because, of course, that's where most of your bigger. That's where all the big tech stocks live. So let's go to the Nasdaq Composite and take a quick look at it. It's down today again, and so this is one of the things I'm looking at. This is with the Nasdaq down like this, with the death cross on the Nasdaq. Which is basically happening right here. I think we're likely to even go lower. Terrible, but I think we're likely to even go lower. So expect the Nasdaq to move even lower. Now, I think it will trade up tomorrow, but I then think it'll trade down. It's just right now this market is a downward trending market. We want to mostly be in cash. There's only really a few good places to hide in this market, and most of those places, frankly, are in the oil and gas sector. I want to take a look at the top performing sectors, and right now, let's take a look at the top 10 performing sectors in the group ranking. Get that correct here. Oops. Hopefully it'll let me sort those. That's what I'm looking to do here. So let's see if we get to go. Well, there we go. We finally got it to sort. And what I'm looking at here, of course, are the groups. There's 197 groups, industry rankings, and there we go. And this is rated from top to bottom. The number one area in the market currently is international E&P, oil and gas. Number 2, Canadian. Number 3, gas drilling, oil and gas drilling. Number 4, coal. Agricultural chemicals. I did have nutrient in there. I did sell into strength. Number 5, U.S. E&P, oil and gas. If you notice, oil and gas is absolutely dominating the top, the top slots. I mean, basically, almost all of the slots in the top 15 are oil and gas. So that's kind of where we got to look. I mean, gold mining is relatively good as well, but it's just oil and gas is the place to be right now in the market. That's about the only thing that's doing well. Shipping is doing fairly well. That's a little bit down here. Transportation ship. That's the number 17. I do have Zim there. But, again, very tough, very tough. Most, because of the inflation, because of everything that's looking like that, it just looks as if, we're looking for some more movement down. Here we go. My text tanked. Do you think it will rebound? Probably not, at least not for now. All of the techs are being disinvested. I hate to tell you that because I do absolutely love when they rebound, but I don't think they're going to rebound. here's the thing, everybody, and this is the hardest thing to do. If you're down more than 7% on the stock, please sell it, because you can always buy it back later. The problem, of course, if you don't do that, is you risk, basically having your capital depleted, and you don't want to have that happen, because remember, if the stock goes down 50%, it takes a bounce of 100% to get back to even. So you always, at 7%, you always want to do that. So basically, what we need to do in these moments is to basically build our watch list and wait for that confirmed uptrend. I will be screaming when we have a confirmed uptrend, but currently we don't. So the best thing to do, I think, right now is to build your watch list. Now, here's the thing with the watch list. I do have a watch list that's available, super easy. It's free totally. Just go to https://bit.ly/DTF0096. And if you do, you'll be able to take a whole look at this and get a nice ready list ready to go. What's going on in the market? Well, what's happening now is, we are in a downward trend, and most of the people here haven't been through bear markets. We're going into a bear market, and when it goes into a bear market, you can make money. One of the ways, of course, that you make money is by doing spread trades, and that's what I'm trying to show people how I'm trading it. It's any idea when it will get better? Probably not for a while, because we have a war going on. We have lots of inflation. We had a very unfortunate, in this country, we had a very unfortunate thing happen a year ago. And of course, that was the election of Joe Biden. And of course, that's when it started to get bad. So I don't think that that's going to be likely. I think we may be in for maybe 2 or 3 years potentially of that. So I hope that's not the case. I'm not trying to be negative, but I just think that so many things have been mishandled in this economy that we're likely to go for a while longer. I mean, I hope we don't get a badder. I hope we don't get badder, but here you go. Hey, this is a good idea. Shorting Bumble. Bumble is probably a good short. Let me take a look at the stock. BMBL. I think that's the symbol, right, for Bumble. Is that right? Bumble. Yes. Yeah, this is a very good short. It's a little bit on the cheap side for me, Bumble, but this one does look very shortable. I mean, not quite as steep an angle as I'd like to see, but I think this one is likely to be. I think this one. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Wow, this one potentially is shortable. But here's the thing: try to wait until it rallies to the 21-day line. That's the green line here. That's where you want to short it. You don't want to short it as it's made its move down, because it won't go down straight. It'll kind of come up and then down and then up and down. So you want to wait for it to kind of come up, and then right as the roller coaster is getting to the top of that hill, short the baby, and you do well. Okay, a relative strength 9. That's terrible. It's just in a bad sector of the economy. So I agree with you. I think Bumble would be a very good short. I haven't shorted it, so I don't know, but yeah, exactly. Probably when the war comes down and Fed announces the rate on Wednesday. I hope the war comes down. I really do. Believe me, I'm not really good. Exactly. Good move there, Troy. I agree. Pharmaceutical trades are making you rich, and they're gonna, because there's just a lot more damage that's going to happen. So, InMed, this is be a very good short too. Let's look at INMD. I haven't put out one on this one, but this one is one I would definitely consider doing a short on. Yeah, look at that. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back on that one and take a look at InMed. InMode. Okay, well, Oh, I'm sorry, I've got the wrong one. INMD, is that right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. This is shortable. We had a death cross there, so I'm liking that. It's below the 200-day line. I'm liking that. It looks like it has been 1, 2, 3. So it's probably, I would wait for it to rally up to about $40, and that's probably where you want to short it as it rallies to $40. But you could definitely do something with that one, no question about it. All right, let's look at HYLN. Let's look at that stock right now. HYLN. Let's see if there's anything there. Island Holdings, Electron. Okay, you know, I just don't think. I think right now this is going to be a tough row. Even though, excuse me, even though they're doing a lot of things in the electric vehicle, it's just a tough area right now. This stock is trading for $3.60. I think you got to avoid this one. It's just not a. It's not going to be a good buy. It's below everything. So this is just really it's just a no buy. I mean, just don't buy this one long. This one's not a good buy. Yeah, especially in this market. I mean, this is not a time to be going long, really. All right, SE Limited. This is also a potential short, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at SE. This is part of the reason this is shortable is because of the whole, it's kind of getting the contagion from some of the Chinese stocks. Chinese stocks have been doing horribly. And this one, even though it's not Chinese, it's based in Singapore. This one is kind of caught the cold. I'm afraid it's got a death cross on it. Let's kind of look and see what their fundamentals are, or if they have fundamentals. They did have some nice earnings here, but look, it didn't even matter. This is what's kind of market we're in. Their sales were up 106%, but they're still losing money. And look at that, negative cash flow. Ouch. So here's the thing. This is shortable. So I just think that, I think really what you got to say is, SE is shortable. Okay, this one is shortable. And why would this be shortable? Well, part of the thing is that you want to find stocks that have been superstars and now have kind of fallen on hard times. Now, there isn't a lot of meat left on the bone on this one. I mean, remember, this was way up here at $340 back in December of 2020, and it's been downhill ever since. So, this one is shortable, but I want to look for better candidates out there potentially, to short, because sometimes, if it's too obvious, then sometimes it's too obvious. All right. Hey, thanks for hope all's well. Yeah, it is. Thoughts on Apple? 1 month hit low today at 151. See, this is when by the way, this is when that the market is going lower. When stocks like Apple, which is one of the best stocks out there, if not the best stock, when this stock is having trouble, when a stock like Apple is having trouble, that's when you got to go, wow, I don't know. This one dropped below that very critical 40-day line. Let's go to the daily chart. I want to take a look at this daily chart because this is definitely of a big concern right here, because this is the 200-day moving average. Okay. And we are now below the 200-day moving average. And so this possibly, if it can't get support here at the 200-day, then it's going lower. Now, from looking at this, from looking at this 200-day line, it's still moving. It's still sloping up. So the market hasn't completely turned over. There's still an upward slope on Apple. But ouch, if I were down more than 7% of this, I would sell it, because this possibly, it may not get support. Now it does look like it getting a little bit of support at 150 after hours, but boy, I would be careful. I would reduce my position on this one, just because, I mean, it's just, wow, it's moving lower, and it's at 150 right now, 150.70. So just a tough way to go. All right, let's look at Lucid. This is from G. Thank you so much, G. Lucid LCID. This is going to be in the toilet. Yes, and it is. Oh, okay. Well, we may be in a good position to short. It's not that expensive a stock, and there's not that many options on it. But it does look as if we have a situation with Lucid. It does look like it's trending below the 21-day line, below the 200. So it's starting to set up. It's not quite yet ready because the 40-day the 40-day the 50-day moving average has not dropped below the 200-day. That's this red line. So we're still retreating, but we're not at a death cross yet. So I wouldn't short this one here. I would wait to see. I wait to confirm more weakness on this one, and it's only a $21 stock. So there's not as much meat on the bone there on this one. All right, I think we're just about down to the last of the few questions. Thank you very much. I also think good is a good short too. Yeah, you know what I did, Troy, you're right. I did. Yeah, you have some very good insight here. I shorted Zoom, and I did make money on it, and it just continues to move lower. The problem with Zoom is great company, but now everybody is competing. Now you've got Google has a meeting, and there's a lot of competition now in the space, and I just don't think it can withstand some of this competition from the likes of Google and people like that, because Google will be free and everyone else won't. So this kind of gives you a look of it. I mean, it was just a rocket ship. It moved up in the basically at the end of 2020. It was way up there. It was like $500 a share. It's now 94. It's lost 80% of its value. 80% of its value. So that might be a good short too. I think that potentially we could come down all the way to probably the where it IPO'd. I'm going to say I think this could come down all the way to 65 before it gets support. I definitely think it will get support because this is a profitable company. It was just way overvalued for what it was. I mean, basically what was going on here was, we had a situation where we have a 19 PE, which isn't bad. By the way, just a few months ago, that would have been considered very, very low. But this market is just punishing people, even with that. They have good earnings. So I do think, though, that probably it's going to go lower. There may be some support right here at 107, and we're below that now. So if it can't hold up, if it had bounced at about 105, 107, then I would say that it wouldn't be a good short. But I think it might be, because that would be support for it. Would be about 107. So it's right about there. So yeah, I definitely think that you can definitely do that. Hey, Mara, thank you for watching the show. I so appreciate it. Death cross of the Nasdaq. Any thoughts? Yes, you are very observant. I think we are going lower. Ouch. I really believe this. The more I look, the more I'm like, well, I think I'll just, even with all this money printing that's going on and everything, it just doesn't look good. I mean, look. This is the weekly chart here. We had this death cross. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about this. Right there, that's the death cross. Ouch. And as you can see, once it got the death cross, it rallied, but now it can't get above. It can't get above that 200-day line. So anytime the 200-day line is sloping down like that on an index, that means people are trying to get out of the burning house. You are so right. The funds and stuff like that are stuck here, they want out, and they're going to be selling. So anytime, this is why when you short, you want to short as the stock is rallying, because if it rallies, then it will pull back. So I agree with you. Yeah, we're going to probably come lower. We could come all the way down. It's not going to be as steep probably as we had back here by the way, this was a very good, this was the COVID crash right here. And this was very good for me because I was shorting the Nasdaq and the Spider during this period of time. I'm not doing that yet because I'm still not convinced. I don't think I would be short the index here, but I'm going to see, I think there's a lot of weakness. I think we can find some high multiple stocks that are shortable here. So I definitely think we can do that. And you're absolutely right. and I think that's very, very good observation. Let's look. Last one. This is probably going to be the last one. GNK. GNK, is that junk? I don't know what that is. GNK. Let's take a look. And Genco, trading and shipping. Okay, well, there you go. I like this one, actually. Yeah, it's a blue dot special. Interesting. Well, these are stocks that you can trade. These are stocks that you absolutely can trade because these are the stocks that are doing well. The shipping stocks are one of the few areas right now, and it's the bulk shippers primarily. The bulk shippers are the ones. Zim. So I definitely think this one looks very good. It's let's see if it's about 10% below its all-time high. So let's take a look to see. Okay, it's a little extended. It's 11% above. Now to the pivot. Okay, you could probably buy it here. There is a buy point on it. Wow, that's interesting. There's a buy point at 22. So yeah, this is definitely something that you could definitely look. All right. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, close your. Thank you for that. No, I appreciate that. It's shooting up after us. I definitely will. I'll put in a short. Let me close. Let me see. Let me see about that. That's definitely. Thank you for that. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Up to 777. I think you're right. I think it's time to put the close in on that one. So I'll put the order in. Thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. Okay. Well, everybody, thank you so very much. As always, I just always love doing the show, and I'll be back tomorrow at I will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Hopefully, I'm moving to a new studio. Well, it's not a studio, but I'm moving to a new office building, and so hopefully we'll be able to do that. We'll be getting it all done this week. So there may be a little technical glitches, but hopefully it won't be too bad. But thank you so very much on that heads up on Tesla. That's great news. And yeah, I probably will be. I probably will be putting in the short on that. I'll probably the close on that one. And again, I thank you very much. By the way, if you're not already on the action trailers, very, very easy to do. All you have to do is just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor, first and last name, and an email address. We'll get you right on those. We do have a ready list that's available on there right now, so that's free. So that's a nice thing. Also, if you can, I would appreciate it if you would like the show. That helps me get out to a lot of people. So if you like the show, that would be excellent. And we will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Again, everybody, happy trading, and hope everything is well in your